Roofing preventative maintenance. It can go a long way and save you some potential costly repair bills. So what we got? We got a home. Preventative maintenance. What we got? We got a tree growing up right here. Trees, plants, bushes, doesn't matter. Why is that important with preventative maintenance? Well, there's several things. Let's get into the simple little ones. The more shade you have cast in your sun, the longer it takes for the water to dry. Mold, mildew, algae, things like that. Just not good. Get some general sunlight and airflow over your roof. Can be pretty and nice, but the second problem you run into, which is a little less common, turns out to be actually a lot worse. So what we got is this tree here, and why is that important? Well, one, if it's rubbing on the shingles, it's going to eat the shingles away, potentially cause a leak. Number two, if you have an area with wildlife like squirrels, raccoons, just little varmints in general, they square the little way right up there, they get up there. What we got going on here at this house, they got called out because there is some noises in the attic. Sounds like something's running around. And pull up to the property. There's some obvious damage, and there's obvious entry points for a critter to get up there. So let's go around and look. First off, we got this right here. Let's switch the camera around and show you. There's a house back here, neighbor's property. We're not here for them, for that house, but there's a lot of growth, and that provides shelter. Shelter is important, just like you and me. We need homes for shelter. Well, when you get an area like this, it's a perfect entry point for some little osprey to go venture out and find his own little shelter. And he's gotten an area to get up on the roof. So let's go around this side. Let's check out this front side. By the way, tip on this too, preventative maintenance. You don't want to go without power. If you're a homeowner, tenant, doesn't matter. If you have a power line with a dead limb like that, make a phone call to your power company, because that's an issue right there. Just rubbing those cables together can cause the plastic coating on them to wear, and then boom, you're gonna blow a transformer back here, and you're gonna be without power. It can also come down, knock the thing down, have live lines, so not good. Just as I happen to see that and catch that, make sure to call your local power company. All right, we got another area right here where there is a tree that is pretty close, allowing wildlife to get up on the roof right there. Just keep the things trimmed back enough so something can't jump. I mean, we've all seen squirrels, so about the distance a squirrel could jump, make sure they're trimmed back that far. Raccoons, they go plunk. They're not gonna jump quite as far, but you don't want them up there. Also, like that in your yard, I just happen to see laying down there, you might wanna check your roof out. So let's go up. I was up there a minute ago, and I think we can learn something from this, so let's check it out. This roof does have some issues. That's not what this video is here for. It's more of a preventative issue. So we got an area that could be getting up over here and an area over there. What we see right here is some obvious damage. To me, that's not wind damage. Those pieces are torn in areas that are not conducive to wind damage. If you look close, you probably see little fibers and hairs, not to be confused with the fiberglass of the shingle. But typically, wind damage isn't going to shred pieces like this. And there's a whole cluster of them right there. If wind does, it's going to blow it away. There's an area here that has obviously got some critters' attention of finding a nice, dry, warm shelter. So let's look around and see what else we can see. By the way, if you're going to do a roof, make sure you put edge metal on. Once it got up here, it probably had seen this little gap here that was filled with silicone, or all this bottom exposed stuff here, and thought maybe it could get in there. So if you're going to do a roof, make sure you put a little bit of extra time and money into the proper material, like drip edge, gutter apron stuff. It helps block a lot of this off. Also a point of entry. Wow, whoever did this roof didn't do a good quality control. It's a coil nail. Coming around, there's another one. And I have evidence of definitely some critter left some evidence behind. It's his MO. Right here, let's look at another one. He came over to another area and was tearing this apart. Same scenario. Got little pieces. Not looking like wind. It is a little exposed to weather. Let's see what else we can see here. Right here, there's that other tree. So it's rubbing on the tree, or rubbing on the roof. It's also the area where it's more than likely just wandering right up. So right up by this riser pole here, which is kind of a nightmare in its own. It doesn't appear that there is much of an overhang here, not much. But anyway, what we got going on is you can see more evidence. There's teeth mark from something in here chewing this up. So we've got evidence of damage. There is damage, which could lead to water intrusion. It could lead to animals getting there and reproducing and having a nightmare stuff, leaving dirty, nasty remnants of their leftover meals in there. Not good, not healthy. Just not good. And they're probably urinating in there and just making a mess of things. So it starts with just a simple tree up over your roof. Then it rubs into your roof. Then it allows animals to get up there. Then they start looking for homes and causes a bigger bill. So next time you're walking around your property, you're like, okay, that tree's a little close. Just get some pruners out, cut it down. You don't even need to get up on the roof. Most of you can go to Lowe's, Home Depot, Menards, Amazon, find your little pole trimmer, just reach up, stay away from power lines like this, and just trim the stuff back away from your roof. It's gonna prolong the life of your roof and keep critters from getting on, making residence in your place, like squatters. Judging by the size of this, it's gonna be a smaller raccoon or a raccoon that just, I mean, I've seen raccoons squish into small areas. Could be a possum, but I don't think so. That's a bit more large of an area than I would see a squirrel typically do. I'm gonna guess it probably is a raccoon. It's moving the inside. I don't want to get in there too crazy because I don't know if you guys have ever cornered a scared raccoon, but they can do some damage. This needs to all be fixed and repaired because now, at least right here, what's happened is water is running in and it's going right down into the little bit of soffit that's there. Due to there not being much of an overhang, that's very potentially getting into the top seal plate and into the drywall, which eventually causes more damage. So you got rotting decking, you got insulation issue, you've got soffit damage, possible seal plate rot, water intrusion into your ceiling inside the house, fascia board rot. All this could be eliminated by not letting the critters up on your roof in the first place. Again, here's the damage. There's insulation dug out. It's not blown away. There's some more feces left behind right there, berries and seeds and things. That looks like raccoon poo, so I'm gonna guess that's what that is. I have seen some homes where this stuff is grown over so bad and so long that it actually eat the shingles apart, rip up shingle tabs, the hip and ridge, whatever, just tear it up and annihilate it, and then you got water coming in. So a few things you can learn: trim the stuff back, check with your power company if you got that hazard going on, bend the pole over or whatever, cause further damage. Critters inside your house, just not good. This roof is aged. I'll let them know that it's definitely has some issues starting to develop and it's got some repairs going on. Vents are like in the middle of the roof, need to be up higher. So while I'm here, I'm going to not necessarily get measurements, but get some photos, good photos of everything, document it, probably get a reference measurement so I can figure an estimate in the future. There's no shade here, it's starting to get hot. Just keeping my eye out for things that I might need to know to figure an estimate later down the road. I just really want a little bit of shade. There's not much. So, a few things. Back to what I was doing, the photos. So, photos, documents of things. How many pipe boots, how many vents, box vents, what kind of flashing, things like that. So if they do want an estimate, I don't need to come back. I could actually just figure it now, figure it later remotely. Jobs, software, CRM software, customer resource management, photo and document everything. The photos, when you got a 3-tab roof like this, it's easy to look at the roof and count. Typically, most all 3-tab shingles are going to be a standard, not metric. What I mean, so the shingles from here to here is going to be 12 inches. So when you take photos, I can always look at my photo down the road and just count how many tabs there are right here with a simple photo and have an idea for a reference measurement. Same on that section. And then if you know the general pitch, it doesn't have to be exact, just close. I'd say it's probably about a 512, 612, 512. Then you can sketch this with software, Google Maps. Check the video description down below. I'll link where I had put together a how-to. If you're a homeowner or a contractor, doesn't matter. Free from Google, simple, get you in the ballpark, relatively easy. Now let's go wrap up the video. Again, I apologize. I did a live the other day, but a lot of people don't watch the live. I've been pretty busy, got a lot going on, so I haven't been able to shoot the content. This I felt could be a good learning for somebody out there. So preventative maintenance on your roof, keep your costs low, fix them before they turn into a big issue. If you could, give it a thumbs up. And until next time, we'll see you on the next video. Appreciate you.